Okay.
Bill?
Tape recorder is on.
Okay, thanks. Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the executive board meeting. We have the items. Did everybody get the items? What an item? We got one item.
Yes, but I couldn't pull it up again.
Bill, do you have the item?
I'm trying to pull it up, but I haven't seen it on my email.
I think it went out today.
I resent it again just a little while ago,
Yeah.
a few minutes ago, just so you should have it there too.
I got it, but it's just I'm having technical difficulty, so I had to use my iPad, and my laptop froze. So I saw briefly there's only one, but I can't pull it out again.
Okay, well, it's one item from city planning. Matter of application submitted by Zucker Enterprise LLC pursuant to sections 197-C, that's 201 of New York City Charter for the amendment of zoning map, section number 13A. New York City Charter for the amendment of zoning map, section number 318, eliminating from within an existing R6A district, a C14 district bounded by the line perpendicular to Northeastern Street, line of Larmer Street, distance 135 feet, northwesterly, and measure along the street line from the point of intersection of the northeasterly street, line of Larmer, and the northwesternly street line of Driggs Avenue, Manhattan Avenue, Driggs Avenue, and a line midway between Larmer and Manhattan Avenue. Eliminating a special mixed-use district, MX-8, bounded by a line perpendicular to northeasterly street line of Larmer Street, distance 135 feet northeasterly, measured along the street line from the point of intersection of the northeasterly street line of Larmer Street and the northwesterly street line of Driggs Avenue, a line midwest between Larmer Street and Manhattan Avenue, Driggs Avenue, Larmer Street. 3, changing from R6A district to a C4-5D district property bounded by a line perpendicular to the northeastern street line of Larmer, northwest. This is on the clock, December the 8th, 2021, February 7, 2022. Everybody has it by now. I don't have to finish reading all this.
No.
Did it go to committee, or is that to just do the presentation and then the committee?
From the presentation, then they go to committee.
Okay, so that was the only item, right? So then that's
Yeah,
number
so we
one.
got,
That's number one.
that's number one.
Number 1 through 10.
Yeah, and of course, we got the liquor license, so it looked like we might only have 2 items unless somebody come up with something.
Okay, so as always, right? The presentation first and the liquor license, they're speaking. Do we have any?
In public session.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So can I have a motion?
So
Sonia?
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda of one item.
Sonia seconds.
Bill in second, I agree, Maria? Agree. Okay, okay, I'd like to ask the executive board for us to write a letter to the governor to extend the virtual meetings because we're having a problem getting space approved. So we'd like for the board to write a letter to ask the governor to extend the virtual meetings.
That's cool. Now with the Omicron, whatever thing, these variants, I think that we also have to be extra, I'm sorry, but I think that we have to show extra caution as well. There's so many things up in the air, and I agree that we should have a letter and have the virtual. I mean, that's me.
Okay,
I agree.
agree as well. Okay, so we're all in agreement. So Jerry, can you draft up a letter and we'll send it to the governor and ask her to extend the, yeah. Yes, Maria?
Question, what is the extension period? How much time are we asking for?
Well, we don't know because it expires in January 15th. And the schools, you know, they're not granting, permits outside of 30 days. So we don't know if we'll have any lease signed in time. So if we ask her to give the extension, because, you know, before all the borough board got together and sent a letter and everybody signed on to it. So, you know, they're going through transition now, so the borough board doesn't have their last meeting. So if we just send one from the board, and I think other boards might be doing the same thing.
Yes,
Any other questions?
good idea.
Okay, thanks a lot. So we'll draft a letter and ask her to do that. Because it don't seem like the virus is gonna calm down anytime soon. So, and if we can't get space, you know, and all the kids are back in schools, and that's the only space that can accommodate us, so.
Three.
And keeping in mind, we're gonna be in the dead of winter still, so it's still concerning.
I didn't get the first part of that, Sonia.
I said, and keeping in mind, it's like gonna be in the dead of the winter now, like the crucial
Yeah.
months, according to the health doctors.
Yeah,
And
and
it-
then when we go back, it's gonna be after all the holidays where people done traveled and, you know, visited family and stuff.
Yeah,
so it'll
that's a
probably
big
be on the
concern.
rise.
Yep, that's a big concern.
Yeah, so it'd be better if we do it now.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Idea.
Okay?
Question, and we agreed, we're requesting a letter of extension. But this is like on a side. And I think that we did, but I can't remember. I mean, everything is already in my mind, all like one big blob. Did we, I think so. Was there consideration of the community center on,
Graham and whatever.
no, it's White Avenue. Oh my goodness. Jerry, help me here. It's on the corner of White and it's the NYCHA downstairs where I think, is it El Puente o Los Sures? It runs the after school program there. Oh my God, Taylor White.
Taylor White Housing.
Taylor White Community Center. There's an after school program there. And I mean, that's where I go vote. I should know this place. That's where I go vote. It's a
Oh.
huge community center and they run programs at night. And it's a NYCHA site. Jerry, do you know which site I'm talking about? I'm just saying it for consideration because,
Yeah, we could inquire. We haven't been successful. Even in our discussions with the school, they're dragging their feet. I still don't have approval for the February use of Giovanni School.
yeah, because everyone's being super cautious, I presume.
Well, they're telling us that they only approve permits 30 days in advance. So it's strange because if you try to line up your ducks, I try to line them up in furtherance of 30 days in advance.
I'm just throwing it out so that, and the board has to and the board and the community must realize this. I mean, this is a recorded meeting, that this conversation has been going on for months now about identifying a space. It's not for lack of effort. It's just that, you know, we've encountered roadblocks every step of the way. I know that Taylor White
Well,
is. I mean,
We'll
it's
check with
way
NYCHA
down.
about it. You said so Taylor White Community Center.
Yeah, Taylor White. You know where that is, Jerry, right? It's on the corner of White and God help me right now. Is it? Okay, it's not Division. What's after Division?
Is it part of Taylor White Houses?
Yeah. But it's a big. You know when I'm going to remember when I get off this meeting.
You'll text me. That's all.
Isn't that
But it
by
is
that
Taylor White. It's Taylor White.
corner? By the corner, Was it Climber, not Climber,
Yep, Climber.
Climber, yeah.
Climber. You're absolutely right. It's Climber. White and Climber. Is it Taylor White? Is that the name of the center? Good Lord.
Yes, I think it is, because some of the older adults attend there too. Taylor
Mhm,
Whites, they call it.
Yeah, I mean, do I need to whip out my freaking voting card to like help? My goodness. I'm just throwing it. I can text it to you, Jerry. I don't want to prolong this unnecessarily. It's just,
Does
you know,
anybody else have any other suggestions for space?
No,
Yeah, I think we just about exhausted all of our options.
yeah, it is because of what, you know, everyone's being super cautious. They don't want to have to.
Well, it's kind of difficult too in these places, you know, like you said, they're doing after school programs in there. So, you know, that requires a lot of cleaning and, you know, people back and
Correct.
forth. So they, you know,
And once we do go back in person, no matter where it is, we're going to have these rules, you know, checking to make sure that people are vaccinated before they enter and wearing masks and yada yada. Because you have to be, you know, yeah, it's Taylor White Community Center, 80 Clymer Street.
told you.
You were right.
yeah, well, I don't know what the rules going to be because as we know, you know, the rules change every day, every week, every month. So, you know,
And
we don't know
in,
what
addi-
the rules going to be yet.
in addition to that, we with the gifted people and the funding, and if they have limited capacity, because a lot of older adult center, like
Mhm.
those, could only like Borinquen could only hold like 45 people. I
Right.
don't know how much in Angsley and St. Nick's and in Richard Bushwick, what their numbers are in terms of a 25% capacity and what
25%
right.
capacity.
So then what is and if they do increase the capacity, what I understand was to require the 6 feet and vaccination. So it's still like, for me, it's the same thing. But if they say, okay, you can increase capacity with only with people that are vaccinated, but you still have to have the 6 feet distance.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of challenges ahead of us. You know, I just don't know what they are, but you know, we'll try to head off things as much as possible and try to get clarification on stuff as soon as we can.
So they haven't, Jerry, they haven't given us any clarification in terms of when we go back in person, what's gonna happen. They didn't give any rules.
The mandate expires January 15th.
No, I'm saying in terms of when we resume business as usual.
Yeah,
Did they say,
the governor's temporary virtual meetings expires on January 15th. So the
oh,
January 11th board meeting will remain virtual because it's
right?
prior to the 15th. But if there's no extension beyond the 15th, the February board meeting will be in person. I just can't tell you where right now.
No, I'm not talking in terms of where. I'm talking in terms of any restrictions, capacity limits, regulations, vaccine mandates, any of that. Did we get guidance on that or no?
I have nothing on that, so I'm just going by the social distancing that we were told last time. By using social distancing, none of the other locations we have, with the exception of Junior High School 126, will be big enough to hold our board meetings.
Exactly. That's what I was getting
Yeah,
at. Yes,
Gio-
thank you.
Giovanni claims that with social distancing, his school seats 281. Junior High School 126 is 160. 250 was only 70.
Yeah,
And
right. Because
Angel East Street is only 41.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's the issue. That's the question I have. The fact remains that, okay, we have locations, but what are the guidelines? What are the rules? And different rules for different pools, or do we have to, with the 6 feet? What's that going to look like with these places? Because in
It,
my center, it holds 112. We could only have 28 people.
yeah, it seems to be changing as we go. As you know, the governor ordered indoor wearing of masks as of this past Monday.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm saying, that they were adding and adding and adding. So I guess for clarity's sake, should we find a location, we still have to know what to do.
Absolutely.
And
Well,
we
I'm
can't,
sure
we
once
didn't
she,
get
I'm
any,
sure once they give the next mandate, they'll tell you what the social distance is and all the requirements.
No, I get that, but I'm saying that before the facts, there have to be more clarity, because let's say, by the grace of God, we could book something in February, and we decide, okay, the capacity at 25, and then they come back and say, no, you understand, what are the rules? Because even before we can book anything, what's it gonna look like? I think those questions should be asked first before we continue our hunt. What's it gonna look like? Because if somebody can say, okay, we hold 100 people, and they decide, wait a minute, that's too many people, we don't really know unless we get that guidance from the, I mean, is that included in the letter? What's it gonna look like with the letter we're sending for the extension?
I don't think we can make up the guidance.
Well,
No, I'm
the,
saying we're gonna ask about the guidance.
the letter for the extension is an extension of the virtual meetings, not referencing in person. We're writing, you agreed to send a letter to the governor asking for an extension of the virtual meetings, so
Yes, but then we also have to, figure out when, if there's a no extension, what are we looking in terms of, what if they say no? What are we
then
looking?
I'm basically taking my direction from the Board of Education. We
Okay.
we held Dell's meeting, that land use committee, meeting was held in junior high school 126.
Wow, yeah.
They provided the school safety officers, they was, it was supposed to be socially distanced, however, people were coming in and kind of sitting wherever they wanted. We did provide masks to anybody that showed up without a mask. That was the only guidelines we had then. But
And
now,
that's the thing. That's my concern, Jerry, Madam Chair. That people, how people can be. Some people, are unruly. They'll push themselves in. I mean, what's going to be the control? What's going to be like the environment? I'm
This is
concerned about.
Simon.
Well,
This is Simon. You hear me?
Yes, Simon.
hi, Simon.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Just stepped on.
Because I'm working on my older adult center, and it's difficult because I have to basically have security as per DIFTA holding on the door. You can't come in, you can't come in. We have the limited capacity, and they're unruly. So imagine other people, how passionate they are about attending the meeting. Do they pre-register to attend? What is going to be the rules?
school safety is at the door. If we use the school, of course.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks.
so Jerry, what was the situation again with 195 Graham, the Williamsburg Community Center? It's that huge space?
Yeah, it's under the auspices of the
NYCHA.
the Jackson Street Settlement House. The settlement house that's in Manhattan,
Jackson Street.
and basically they didn't have the capacity.
That place is huge. You know what I'm talking about, right, Jerry?
I know, but with the
That
social
basketball,
distancing,
that gym, it's a huge gym, huh?
Marie, you spoke to them, right?
Yes, I did, and they cut the programming in the facility, and they said that normally say we would have 200, they cut it down to like 90 or less for us to have a meeting.
What was the name of the settlement house that had that? What was it?
I think it's Henry Street.
Henry Street Settlement.
They kept cutting down the requirement of people coming in, so it became impractical for us to even just have a board. It was only workable if it was a small committee meeting.
It's
Simon, you
more-
missed it. We were discussing the Taylor White Community Center. Are you familiar with that?
It's very small, no?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Are you familiar with it?
No, but I think it's very small.
Okay.
There's cold.
Small, he said.
Oh.
Simon, I vote
Yeah.
at Taylor White Community Center, and that gym is pretty large.
Simon, you
How
on two
many people-
devices?
I'm talking about the one on Clymer.
How many people can fit in?
Is that gym?
Say it again?
It's huge.
You in the wind tunnel, Simon?
Yeah, no, I'm saying that, how about Pier 16? How about Pier 16?
We're asking you about the Taylor White Center.
Again, according to what I remember, it's quite small. But I have a question. How about Pier 16? They have it like a very big auditorium. That could work, no? Jerry, did you try Pier 16?
16 in Brooklyn?
Where is this?
Yeah,
Where is this, Simon?
On Wilson Street. The school has a very big auditorium.
I'm Googling it.
I was a lot of shows, a lot of the local community, Orthodox community. When they do a show, they used to do it at Pier 16. It worked very good, very big, many seats, and people could sit.
Tell me, is that where they had the school board, district board there with district meetings?
No, I'm saying about. What was your question? I'm sorry. What was your question?
Pier 16, is that where they had, before the whole change of the board of ed, they used to have their district meetings there?
I don't know. I was never there, but I know when the local community, the school makes some shows, they make it over there, and it could hold a couple of hundred people.
Pier 16 is on Wilson between
Wilson,
Lee,
yeah.
between Lee and Bedford.
Yes, that's where they used to have, they used to have meetings, I was in the PTA
I don't-
and there.
So I don't. Major question. Rivering. Which school was that in Rivering? Which school do you have the meeting for Rivering? Jerry?
126?
Yeah, the one we had the meeting by Rivering. We can't
That
get
was,
that.
well, unfortunately, no matter what school we use, we have to go through the same permitting process, which is a problem. So Rivering was held at Junior High School 126. Giovanni's school is located at 257 North 6th. So that's like North 6th in Driggs, and it's supposed to be a larger capacity.
Okay, so maybe I wasn't following. I just dialed in. But do we have a private board of education? They won't give us the schools.
It's not that they won't give it, but I don't want to say anything negatively. It's a rather lengthy process, and right now their policy appears to be that they won't give approvals until 30 days before the event.
Oh wow, I got it. But I was just thinking. I'm sure you thought about it.
I'm trying to have a plan B, Simon, and the plan B unfortunately cannot involve a school.
Oh, I see. I got it. Okay.
Okay, is there anything else?
Motion to close the meeting, Alice?
Second,
Okay.
Sonia, okay.
In favor.
Holiday, everybody.
Motion has been made and second to close the meeting. Thank you, everybody. I wish everybody happy Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy healthy New Year, and be safe, and I'll see everybody next year.
Felicidad.
Felicidades, good night.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for all the work you've done all year. I really appreciate it. It hasn't been easy, but we got it done. I really appreciate working with everybody. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Coach.
Have a good.
Out.